What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today, I'm going to be looking at some more NHL trade rumors. This time is centered around the New Jersey Devils. Now, this has been just a crazy season for the Devils, and it's basically half over, barely half over, and it's just been a roller coaster. Now, you start off the season, a bunch of big moves. You bring in Subban, you got Hughes. You literally have Hischier, Gusev. You bring in Simmons. There's just been so many moves that they made. And of course, you still have Taylor Hall. You're trying to impress Taylor Hall for him to stick around long term. And then they start off so poorly. Like, they literally were like 0-4-2 or something like that. Like, they literally just couldn't win hockey games. I was doing a Devils podcast at the beginning of this year, like 7 or 8 episodes I think I did, or maybe it was 4 or 5, I don't remember. But like, their power play numbers were brutal. They literally were like 0-for-16 at one point on the power play. They were giving up a lot of goals. Their goaltending hasn't been good all year. And, their coach, Hines, gets fired. I believe he already has a job in Nashville. Correct me if I'm wrong. GM gets fired. Ratio gets canned. And then you also have Taylor Hall, that big trade. Well, that happened before the GM firing, but Taylor Hall's gone now, and an off season where you won the off season, you win the draft lottery, you acquire young talent, you acquire good talent, you get Gusev, you get Simmons, you get Subban, you've got some physicality, you've got some depth, and you're just hoping that Taylor Hall will want to stick around is all gone. The fans were excited. I was excited because I love watching teams who win the off season do well, because when teams don't do well after winning the off season, teams start to get scared, and then they don't make big moves at the deadline or in the summer and all that stuff like that. So it kind of scares me. I don't like when teams go out there and make a bunch of moves and then completely crap out. It just sucks. You want to see a lot of trades, a lot of signings, and a lot of big moves happening, and the Devils were a team that went out there and just did it. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up the New Jersey Devils in this video is because 31 Thoughts was talking about the fact that there could be some movement. Now, there's been some random rumors floating around that PK Subban would request a trade. He's come out and said that he would not do that. He likes to play out his deals. He likes to play out with the team that he's sent to. Of course, it didn't work out for him in Nashville. They traded him over to New Jersey, and everybody thought that this could be a fit with all the new talent that they brought in, and he just hasn't been that great. And, he's never been the same guy since Montreal, but again, we'll get to more of Subban in a little bit. But Elliot Friedman brought up the fact that Andy Green, Wayne Simmons, and Sami Vatanen could be trade targets. Now, he says word is that there's been at least one legit offer for Vatanen, and there could be more to come. Green said Tuesday he hasn't discussed his future with the organization, and he has a no-trade clause, but he added he wants to play next year. He'll be 38 in October. He still loves it. Simmons admitted he doesn't have control of the situation, but he doesn't want to go anywhere. You don't sign with a team to play 3/4 of a season. He said you're hoping to stay there. You're hoping to sign. You sign there and hoping to stay there for the whole season. Now, remember when he got traded from Philly to Nashville, he wasn't too thrilled about being traded. He doesn't like those mid-season deadline trades. But you'd have to imagine if a team calls and the right offer comes in, the Devils are going to approach him and say, listen, this is the destination we're sending you to. This team wants to speak with you. We want to make this deal happen. You'll probably be able to play, in competitive hockey games. We need you to go over there. Now, the reason why I bring up competitive, let's look at the standings real quick. New Jersey is second last in the wild card race, so they're definitely not in any sort of race. They have 41 points, and Detroit, who has 28 points. Boy, oh boy, are they bad this year. They're just, it looks like they're probably going to lock in the second last place here, or maybe third last place. Ottawa's only a point ahead of them. They've played the same amount of games. But, yeah, just not a great season for the New Jersey Devils. Right now, they're 17, 24, and 7 at the time I'm recording this video. But like I said, just nothing has been going right for them. But like I said, with 31 Thoughts, Vatanen, Green, and Simmons could be guys that go. Then you have to consider Blake Coleman and Kyle Palmieri, Travis Zajac possibly. There's some guys that could be traded out now. Apparently, in this column, Lou Lamoriello might have some interest in Travis Zajac. Of course, the Devils connection from before, that could be a possibility. But let's just look at their stats with the guys that are mentioned in this piece. Now, Palmieri would be interesting. 31 points in 44 games played. The Devils could definitely grab some help, at least for him, but I would imagine they'd want to hold on to Palmieri. He's been really good. Coleman has been pretty awesome this year. In a lot of these games, Coleman has looked really good. He just had a hat trick against the Leafs. 27 points in 48 games played, 19 goals and 8 assists. He's been fun to watch, really. Like I said, he really has had a good season. He's scoring some goals. He's been good while a lot of Devils players haven't. Now, Vatanen is interesting as well. He's not like an overly defensive guy, but he does put up a lot of points considering the team that he plays for right now. He's done a decent job defensively. He has 22 points in 44 games played. He would be an interesting piece. I'm sure a lot of teams would be calling about him. I would imagine that the Vegas Golden Knights would have some interest in Sami Vatanen, but I don't want to throw any crazy rumors out there because I don't want to start anything. But I'm sure because in this piece, the Vegas Golden Knights were said to have been looking for a mobile defenseman, so maybe Vatanen is that guy for them. Travis Zajac, another possibility, 48 games played. He has 19 points. And Simmons is in the same boat, 19 points in 48 games played. So they have a lot of guys that would be interesting. PK Subban, 11 points in 48 games played. I don't think a lot of teams would take on Subban unless there was retained salary. I don't see how Subban is probably going to get out of New Jersey unless he has a great end to the season and then starts off hot next year. And the Devils trade him as well next year. But again, all those possibilities. There's nothing too crazy right now in terms of Subban rumors other than the fact that people were trying to say that he was requesting a trade. But it's definitely something to look out for. But the Devils just have gone from a team that had so much promise at the beginning of the year to a team where you're wondering how many of their stars or how many of their at least good talent are they going to trade away. Now, if we're looking at Andy Green, he's more of a depth piece as well. He only has 8 points in 44 games played, but Green's been there for a while, and I believe he's the captain, isn't he? But the Devils have wanted him to stick around for as long as possible and try to be part of the winning solution, but it's just not going to happen this year. Of course, Green's had a really good career so far, and he wants to continue playing, like I said at the beginning of the video, but it's looking like it's not going to be in New Jersey, especially if they can acquire a depth pick for him or maybe a depth prospect that a team just isn't going to be working with anymore. But if you're trading off guys like Coleman and Palmieri, you're definitely going to get a sweet return. But I would imagine that the Devils would want to hold on to both of those guys. The guys that I could see getting moved were the ones at the beginning, Green, Simmons, and Vatanen. Vatanen would be the really interesting one because he can get you probably a bunch back. And I just don't think that Vatanen's going to want to stick around long-term with the Devils either if they continue to not be in a winning situation. And Vatanen, because he's right-handed and could put up good offensive numbers, say that 3 times fast, good offensive numbers, I just feel like a lot of teams would line up. The Devils need to stock up some more picks, try to draft well, try to make smart moves. I'm guessing they're going to hold on to Gusev. I can't see why they would trade him at this point either. But they've still got young stars, of course. They've got Hughes, they've got Hischier. And like I said, if they hold on to Coleman and Palmieri, and keep in mind, their goaltending, Mackenzie Blackwood, Domingue, Schneider, these guys haven't been good. If they can find an answer in goal, I mean, they'll be looking a lot better. Mackenzie Blackwood is their best option right now. 2.96 goals against average and a .905 save percentage. He's 14-12 and 6 OT losses. Domingue has played in 11 games, 3 wins, 5 losses, no OT losses, but he just hasn't been the answer either, and he was a guy that I thought when he came to the Devils could at least help. And I had been saying for a long time, the Devils need to go after Domingue, just make that trade, hope that it works out. He's been good with the Lightning. He seems like he could be a guy that can at least give them a bit of breathing room, but they just couldn't find that solution. So we'll have to see. Again, I'd be on the lookout for a guy like Vatanen or Simmons if they can convince him. Maybe Green if a team's looking for depth as a 6-7 guy. But again, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. What will the Devils do? Is there going to be a big trade happening? Will they move one of their big pieces? And will they shock the world and find a way to trade PK Subban? If they want to. So again, leave your comments down below, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. I almost forgot my outro. What will the Devils do? Peace.